Hey, folks, thanks so much for coming. We'll be starting in a few moments. We see a lot of people coming in. Hi, Ali, Greg, Min, Priya, Victor, Sam. We have Eric. We have Serge. We're just waiting for everyone to come in. I'll give it a couple moments. Oh boy, we got a full house. We're just waiting for a couple more folks to go in. We'll just give it 1 minute. Okay, thanks so much for coming in. We have a full house of people. Really honored for everyone to be here. Really appreciate it. I know it's a huge commitment of your time, energy, and effort to be here. Because of that, I'm going to do my best to make it well worth your while. Before we begin, would it be okay if I share a little bit about myself and how I got to be here? So, I am a platinum agent for Empire. I got this from really, a long time ago. I wrote this book called Investing in Condominiums back in 2011. I could see on Amazon, it's still a top seller in real estate. And I interviewed a lot of experts. I got the book deal from the publisher because I used to do a lot of research. I really wanted to figure out why condos go up in value. And I put almost every single building in the city in a spreadsheet to just try to figure out what factors cause condos to go up in value. And did a lot of interviews. It really took me about 11 months to write this book back in 2010, and I interviewed a lot of the people from Empire. And since then, I became a real estate agent, and I've sold a lot of condos. And most importantly, I'm a buyer, and I've made some mistakes along the way. But since then, overall, with condo investings, I have generated a lot of wealth for myself, and I am an active buyer in condos right now. So I wanted to go over Empire and what they're doing at Key House. So a little bit more about the development. It's, it's right at the new Toronto East End waterfront. A lot of people have been hearing about this, especially recently because it's a 10-year anniversary of Sugar Beach. It's right across the street here. It's a really popular spot. And right directly in front of Empire Key House, they're going to be building a brand new office innovation center by Chorus, and by Menkes is actually building it. If we look at it here, it's going to create a lot of jobs. Anytime you have a hotbed incubator like this at the Waterfront Innovation Center, this is about 132,000 square feet. It's over 70% pre-leased. And anytime you have an innovation center, what it does, it opens up a lot of offices and work around there. So we have the hub, but also brings in a lot of jobs in the area because they want to be close to this hub. And this is what they're doing. To have 132,000 square feet of office space that's directly in front of it with this is going to be able to attract a lot of jobs into the area, not just in the innovation center, but already existing. There's jobs. There's the course building right across the street. So immediately in the vicinity of Empire Key House is walking distance, a lot of jobs. And let's go a little bit more about what's happening immediately around here because we already know a lot about Toronto. I don't really need to go into too much in detail about what's been happening in the city. But Empire Key House is located at 162 Queens Quay East. It's a 21-story building with 463 units. Most of the units are going to be under 650,000 because they're one bedrooms and studios. It has a transit score of 100 and a walk score of 92. We're in downtown. Yeah, you would expect it to be really walkable and with a high transit score, but not every location in downtown has scores that are near perfect like this. So immediately in the waterfront area, because of all the development occurring in the area, we've been seeing massive population spikes. It's already at 66,000 people right now. One of the biggest determining factors when I was researching my book for property increases and price increases is population growth. And we're growing about 52% over the last 45 years from 2016 to the end of 2019. That's 52% increase, where Toronto's just been going up 4.5. And most of the people are in the working age are going to be potential tenants or potential purchasers when it's done. The income is a lot higher than the Toronto average. The median household income in the waterfront area is about 78,000, where in Toronto it's about 65,000, and the family income is over 100,000, where the Toronto's 82,000. So going back to the innovation center, we're seeing a lot of high tech jobs coming into there, a lot of high earning jobs, and it's poised to be really good for future value increases. Um, the households, the average size of a household there is 1.61. So that's less than two people. So a lot of single person households that are working and they want to own close to where they work. And if you're looking at renting, most of the people in the area are looking to rent. So it gives a good supply of tenants if you are going to be renting it out into the area. Um, Immediately in the waterfront area, the vacancy rate is 1.5%, and the rents have been going up 7.9% per year over the last 5 years. The average rent for a one bedroom is $22.40. In Mond, the building right next to it, I've been seeing one bedrooms rent for as high as 2,400, 2,500 back in the fall. The average price per square foot for rent is $2.36 per square foot. Um, and most of the people are living in the area. 68% of the people don't have kids. So it's really people that are just starting out, they're working, and it's going to be before they're starting their family. So if you're looking for that one bedroom and studio, it really makes it perfect for the demographics in the area. So we were talking about the Menkes Innovation Center, and remember how I told you it's really attracting a lot of high-end jobs around this innovation center. So people want to hire people around this innovation center. They're innovators, so they're going to be doing consulting with they're going to be doing consulting with Apple, Google, Amazon, Uber, all these high tech jobs. They really call this area Silicon Valley North because of all these high tech jobs. Um, it's really the third largest tech workforce in North America. And the big reason why is because if we saw that average income in the area of being around 86,000 for the families, it's much lower than what you have in New York, in Silicon Valley, which is number 1 and 2. So because of that, we're going to see a lot more Silicon Valley jobs, high tech jobs moving into the area. Um, so Empire Key House is going to be right here. We have the George Brown College going to be right here. The Waterfront Innovation Center is right in front of it, right over here. And we have the Chorus building that's going to be over here at Sugar Beach in the neighborhood. So it's going to be walking distance to all of this stuff. And if we look here, over 100 things that are walking distance from the area. which is really important for live, work, and play. It's going to cause people to want to stay here. So it's not going to be transient where people are just coming and going. People are going to want to be here because it's a lot of fun. I highly encourage folks, if you're thinking about buying here, just go around the area, go take a look, take a walk, and just see what it's like. You're going to fall in love with it. We get some questions coming in. I'm definitely going to take a look at it. It's really close to the subway with the perfect transit score, no doubt. And here it's post-secondary. It's 10, 12-minute drive to U of T, 10-minute drive to OCAD. That means a 20-minute walk, half-hour walk. Ryerson's 10-minute drive, but really short on the subway. George Brown's just a 4-minute walk away from the area. And Empire, Paul Galini, he is the head of the Building and Land Development Association. The family is really well respected within the industry. That says a lot when a lot of people do look up to them, because usually when they're your competitors, they want to talk down to you. They've built over 20,000 homes in the last 25 years. So they're really big builders, and they do this all over North America. I want to go into more about the development and what's happening in the area. And this is going to answer a lot of questions. So I just see a question coming up. Let me just see how I can look at this. I might have to take off the screen share to just look at this question. Hello, you mentioned the 1-bedroom rent. So the 1-bedroom rents in the area I've seen at the Mon building right across the street from it. In the fall is about $2,500. Right now in the pandemic, it's just under. It's about $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom. Specific questions about rentals, we could definitely go through it, but on average, it's about $2.32 a square foot. So let's go a little bit more into what's happening in the area and what's going on. So actually, before I go into the area, most of you would have got my Google Drive link with all of the presentation slides, the price list and the brochure and the floor plans. If there's a plan that you're interested in, I'm going to send a link for an electronic worksheet. This allows us to submit the worksheet directly to the builder. This is a portal that only Platinum agents have access to. So I'm being a Platinum agent. Only us agents that have this access to the portal with the builder could be able to sell for them. So I'm going to pull it right here. It's a little troublesome. I've been having some issues with it, but I want to show you what's been going on. So in the neighborhood right now, look here. So this is the Innovation Center that's right across the street from it. Greenland owns this building here, this site over here, Lakeside. Daniels is rumored to own this parcel right here. There's nothing in the proposal for directly right across the street right here. And let me go through a little bit more about the views in the area. So here is the site right here. Daniels is rumored to own here. So we're at 22 stories. There's nothing pending to go right here. Right here is the Daniels building. Here's a 10-story building. So if you want views of the south, we're definitely going to have to look above 12 stories and 11 stories to be over the Innovation Center. Because of the setbacks between the property and the distance from the Gardner, there is nothing really proposed to go right north of the building, but we're in downtown. I can't exactly guarantee views and everything else. If we look a little bit more closely, this is the Daniels building. The site's owned by Daniels. Here's the building owned by the Greenland Group. They have 39 stories here, 49 stories here. We're at 22. Here's the Innovation Center, 12, and here's the course building at 11 stories. So if we go back to the views of the building, it's pulling it up here, it's loading. So currently right now, the builder has 223 units. And because you're working with myself, we're going to get at the best possible pricing. Any unit that's not here is either already purchased or they are going to release it next year at a much higher price. So so we're looking right now, Queens Quay. We can see only where it's highlighted is what's available right now. And what I encourage you to do is if you go through the plans and pricing over here, we could go through which layouts and we could actually submit an order for one of the units. So if we go through the plans and pricing, I'd like to do this more one-on-one with you so we could actually select one of these units here. So we could actually select the unit on the 17th floor. We submit a worksheet, go directly to the builder, and we could take a look which units are here. So if you want to say, hey, what's a sandbar? Here's a sandbar. It's all highlighted so we can see the sandbars right here. I'd really want to do this one-on-one so we can make our selections. We submit a worksheet and we put our 3 choices here. And because I'm a platinum partner, we're going to be ahead of anyone else. No other real estate agent really has access to this. So if we're looking immediately in the area, here's a little bit more of what I was talking about. The Innovation Center is going to be right here. The site owned by Daniels, the last proposal we're seeing right here is 20 stories. Nothing is pending to go right here. It's possibly going to be some green space. The 2 buildings that Greenland's building right over here. And then we have a building that's coming up over here. So north, definitely have a view there. Over 12 stories here, we'll definitely have a view here. So if you are interested, let me know and we'll be able to sort through it with you. What are the buildings coming up in the area? So obviously here's the Greenland building. It's at $13.20 per square foot, but look at the unit prices, $1,185,000. We have Sugar Wharf at $1,500 per square foot. The cheapest price of the units is when I get a phone call, my app foot. So we're a lot cheaper than that. And then we have Sugar Wharf Phase 3 that's coming up. It's going to be much more expensive than this. So surrounding the development right now at $13.33 a square foot, we're actually priced really well. And if we look at other projects that are in the core right now, the average price is well over $1,400 a square foot. This is why, if we're looking at pre-construction, this is a good buy at $13.33 per square foot on average. Compared to everything else in the neighborhood, like $1,500, $1,246, but everything is over $700,000, and it's occupying this year. So we're 4 years from now. This is right now at $1,246 per square foot. Over here, $1,326 occupying soon, but units are over $1 million. So if we're looking at those hot prices under $650,000, there's really no other option for us available. So here's what I encourage people to do. If you are interested, I'm going to be sending everyone a link where they can book a time with me, go through my calendar. You can pick a time, and I'm going to go through everything here, and we're going to pick a unit, and we're going to submit a worksheet to the builder. And I'll go through the process on what we got to do to maximize our options. So I'm going to go through a couple floor plans that I think are interesting so you can get an idea. So you notice that there's only, like, for example, here, if we look here, I'm just pulling it up, back to floor plans, 223 units available. And remember when I mentioned that there was a lot more units that were available in the development? And the reason why so much is not available is twofold. So, and this is actually really good for people that are thinking about investing. Let me go back to that page. So only 223 units are for sale right now, but 463 units were in total. So the reason why there's not that many units available on this back-end system that we have, about 223, is because a lot of the units were sold before they came out to real estate agents like myself. They gave us the option to buy. So a lot of us did buy, and we got the same deposit structure as you. We got the same pricing as you. We just got basically first access to sell. But an even bigger reason why, and it's really important for investors and yourself, is investors holding back a big chunk because they are seeing what's happening in the marketplace, where a building right now is 1,500 per square foot. Other buildings are coming up in the area, they're coming up at a higher price. North of it, where all the development's happening right now, is already at 1,600 per square foot. They know they don't want to burn through and sell everything at 1,300 a square foot. They want to sell at a higher price. And the rumor that they're talking about is they want to be pushing that $1,500 to $1,600 per square foot. So if you buy now, in 6 months, a year, whenever they do their new release, these new units are going to be a substantially higher price. And here's the amazing part. The deposit structure that you're putting in is basically 5% down this year. Next year is another 5%. The following year is 5% and 5%. So you're going to be putting in 5% if the builder releases their next set of units next year at between $60,000 to $100,000 more, depending on the size that you're looking at. You've made that money because people are buying it at that higher price. And the biggest determining value on how much money you make in real estate is how cheap you are relative to the local market. So remember how I was saying I wrote that book on investing in condos? Yes, walk score is important. Access to transit is important. Access to jobs are important, which access to amenities, beaches, and everything else is really important. But the biggest determining factor on how much money you make is how cheap you buy it, according to the market. And because you're buying at a lower price, this is poised to really go up in value. So let's schedule the time here. Go to my calendar, take it down if you have a pen. It's bookbrianp.com. Let's go through what's available, and let's pick a unit, and let's submit the worksheet for it. So we got a couple questions here that I'm going to go through, and then I'm just going to take a couple minutes to go through some of the floor plans and how we would do them one-on-one. So we have a question here. What's the lowest price units that are available for studios? Yeah. In fact, when us real estate agents were buying, a lot of us were buying studios. And I want to talk about how do we maximize our ability to get a unit. So this unit over here is looking north. And let's go to the north side. So this is south. And this is north. And show available suites. So the sandbars. So we would actually go look to see what sandbar units are available here. So, and we'd be able to determine the view. So this is facing north, the west space, 659. So we're actually submitting orders on individual unit, and you get to pick. And it's really difficult to do this one-on-one on a webinar because everyone's going to have different choices. And I myself, I'm getting used to this system right now. So I definitely would want to not kill you guys by doing this on a webinar. So it's on the 3rd floor, really good for rentals. It's a good layout. You could see that even though it's 339 square feet, it's only 475. And the layout is really wide. It's not a narrow floor plan. Really good for a pied-à-terre, a place that you could hang your hat if you're working in the area. Like executives are going to want to use this, or you could use it, or if you want to rent it out, I'll definitely rent it out for you. And if you see here, my book, brand new, is $78. If you want to get it for free, just Google Condo Insiders Brian Prasad, and you'll be able to get a copy of my book for free. And I wanted to talk about the benefits of working with me as an agent. So I'll property manage your unit for a year, no charge. I'll find the tenant, we'll screen it, we'll screen the tenant, we'll check their background, we'll check their previous landlords, We'll check references. We'll check their employment, see how much income they're making. We'll give you a file and say, hey, Mr. Investor, Mrs. Investor, here's a tenant. Are you good with them? And we'll choose that tenant. You'll get post-dated checks or you'll be set up for e-transfers, and we take care of everything for the year. Property managers charge about 10% of the rent. So on value, that's about $2,400 for the year. So, and usually real estate agents charge 1 month's rent for that because it could be $2,000. We'll help you with the HST rebates. If you need that, we'll take care of that paperwork for you. If it's something that, you know, by the time it's completed and it's done and you find out, hey, you know what, I don't want it, and you bought it with me, I'll put it on for sale for you, list it on the MLS, and no charge on the listing end. So we'll be able to take care of that. I do that for all my clients because I really do want you wholeheartedly to make some money on this stuff. And the builders pay us really well, and I want you to be taken care of as well. So book a time, go to bookbrianp.com. And while we're here, I got 3 appointments coming in. So really appreciate it. If you have any questions, let's go through them right now. We got a couple more questions on rent. So for rent, if you want me to do a cash flow analysis for you for a particular unit, let's do it one-on-one. I have spreadsheets, we could do it. I feel like I'm gonna bore everyone because not everyone's gonna rent it out right away. When is the Sugar Beach open? Sugar Beach has been there for about 10 years. I really highly recommend that anyone who's thinking about care, just take a drive and go into the area and just see what's there. You really fall in love with it. You'll see what's happening, and you'll see like how walkable it is, how active people are, how people want to be there. And it's only now just starting to develop. We got another question here. We got Sam raised his hand. Sam, do you have something to say? I've never done this way. You raise your hand here. You need 2 studio units. Okay, Sam, book a time. I'm gonna put here in the chat. I'm gonna put in the chat. I don't know if you could see this. Bookbrianp.com. Send me a book a time in my calendar. So if you go to that Book Brian P, I hope everyone sees that. If you want to do it for tomorrow, we could see that we have no times available tomorrow because everyone booked with me tomorrow. Okay, interesting. Or sorry, that's today. Book a time with me and we'll be able to go through. So you could choose a time, you'll confirm, put your information here. I'll be there and we could go through this on Zoom and we could get everything sorted out. We can help you pick which unit. And while we're doing that, I wasn't sharing the screen. So let me do that again. So you just go to bookbrianp.com. And we're picking tomorrow. You go 11:30, put your information here, and it'll book a time. You'll get the Zoom link and information there. So a couple more people are asking questions, and can't share the screen when we're looking at questions. What is the view looking at 4th floor? So really, if you're looking for a 4th floor unit, it's not gonna really have any view. If we look at what I created right here, excuse me, it's right here. So 4th floor, I mean, yes, there's nothing here right now. There's nothing there right now. You won't have any view if you're looking south on the 4th floor, which was your question. Nothing here. So possibly you'll have a view north. Possibly you'll have a view facing east. You're more than likely going to have a view of north. But I think that if you're looking for a view, at this price per square foot, just not going to happen. It's just going to be more of a proximity play to all the jobs coming up in the area, and the view, we would have to be above the 12th floor. If we look here, the builder has built the building. So when we're going through this, this is the 11th floor, and the podium level is the 12th floor where they have the amenities. So we could see that it's really easy to delineate what floor will have the view facing south. So if we look here, there's only a couple units that 13th floor, 14th floor, 17th floor, and 19th floor that they have units available. And we could go through the exact availability. This is a good unit that will have views. Here's the Trinity, here's a Taba. Go through the link that I sent you on the prices and floor plans, and I'll share it in the chat with you right now. I'm just going to put in the chat. Looks like I got to stop the screen share to do the chat. Okay, there we go. So another person you'd like to have sandbar. Yes, so schedule a time with us and we'll be able to book it. Yes, we can have more than one person to be able to go on. Okay. Is it possible to get a copy of this recording? Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend the entire thing. Ali, what I would suggest is that let's book a one-on-one and we'll be able to go through it with you. I think I am recording it, but I'll definitely send it to you. But let's book a one-on-one for this. More questions we have coming up. What's the best investment? This or 199 Church? For me to answer that, it really depends on what you're looking for. One thing that about 199 Church, it doesn't have outdoor space, and it's a lot higher price per square foot. But technically, it is in a better location. But it has the same fundamentals of walk score and transit score. It really comes down to a personal decision. Do you like the proximity to Ryerson and proximity to the subway, and would you be willing to pay 20% more for it? Yeah, and they definitely don't have this deposit structure. There's a lot of things that I like about 199 Church, and there's a lot of things that I like about Empire Queens Quay. It really depends on what you're looking for, and I can help you go through that. Another one is asking me about 28 Eastern. 28 Eastern, there's nothing for sale under $700,000 left. And I want to show you why it's beneficial. Actually, this is a good point. I want to show you why it's beneficial working with a platinum agent like myself, especially in the early stages, is that these builders, they raise the prices really quickly. And let me show you this building as an example. It's the United building. Came out last year. The reason why I'm picking this building is because it has a lot of units that are very similar. So it's easy to compare the units over time because there's not that many different floor plans. And when this first came out in the platinum stage, I want to key in here. It came out at $489 for this 05 unit. Look at the price that they came out with when they started releasing it to other agents. So remember that $485 for that 05 unit? They raised it to $551. So they've raised it quite significantly. They saw the demand for it and they raised the prices. So if you don't think that these builders increase these prices aggressively, I could show you more and more examples of it. So remember that $489? Look what it is today. July 2020. Look what it is today. The damn thing is $802,000 for a 279 square foot unit. Why is it so much? Is because people kept on buying it when it was $489. They kept on buying it when it was $550. They kept on buying it when it was $600, $700, $750, $800. So to where it is right now. So the builders will keep on increasing the pricing as long as people buy. So, I promised that I would keep this short. We've been going for over a half hour. Thanks so much. Go to my calendar. Let's book a time. Let's submit an order for the unit that you want by doing this one-on-one. I'm really happy to help. Thanks so much. Keep your eyes open when you're closing the deal, folks. Take care and have a good one. Bye bye.